Hello, my friends. So, today's date, June the 12th, is your birthday. This is a reading for you for this year. This is a 3 card pull, a general energy card, a challenge you might face this year, and an action you can take to stay in balance. So, the general energy card for this year, for June the 12th, birth date, is the forest. And the forest, well, it's what it is: the jungle, the forest, the woods, the places that, we many times are mystified by but afraid to enter. Have we ever been lost in the woods or lost in a forest? There's not a straight path that gets through. It's about coming into, scary places where you can't quite see the light, or the light is, shadowed and by trees, and things are kind of elusive, and your energy doesn't feel very well directed. At the same time, it's a place where fairy lights glimmer, and the mysticism of the forest talks to us, and so we get to, in the forest we experience magic, and we've experienced fear, and the fear of being lost, the fear of being without, the fear of being disconnected, the fear of being in danger from whatever might be the fear that we're in danger of. But we have to go through the forest, because the forest is the wildness of our souls. It is the wildness of our emotions. It is the wildness of our connectedness to others and to this life. This life is wild. Even in our cement worlds, this life is wild. Look all around us and listen to the news, and feel everybody's angst, and get the sense of how much power the wildness is kind of percolating underneath all of us who are kind of just trying to hold it together and understand what's going on. There's a wildness there. That's the forest within. Sometimes we need to go into the forest within so we can find our magic and face our fears and find the path without a path, and go along it, and survive all the shadows, and survive all the questions, and understand that we are walking through the forest every day, and we can accept it, and um, look for help and listen for guidance, and look for the glimmers of magic, and the talkings too from trees and animals and spirit worlds, and higher selves, and our whatever is our spirit, and our sense of ourself, and our most divine, our sense of protection. But also we have to face our fears, and we have to face our shadows, and we have to face our challenges. And so this is a year about the forest. The metaphor you may use, maybe it's the literal forest. Maybe you need to get away to the woods. Maybe you need to do some hermitage in the woods. Maybe you need to do a trek into your soul, for your soul, into the woods, to get lost in nature for a while. Maybe you need to be frightened of the dark in order for you to face some old fears that have kept you frightened of the dark for a very long time, and that you need to break out of. So what's the challenge for you this year is the Wheel of Fortune. Well, year this is a year of synchronicities, and dynamic shifts and changes, and things presented to you that have come to you over and over again throughout your lives. Karma is all about the buildup of good energies, and also the buildup of challenging energies that we have believed in or been placed under in past lives, coming to be looked at again. So this is a year that things may not, probably won't be in your control, in maybe some big ways, and maybe just some small ways. But you have to look at what is the question that rides through these challenges that are coming to you. Maybe it is the allowance of life to unfold before you with a sense of grace and trust. Maybe it's just a sense of forgiveness for yourself from old karmic debt. Maybe it's a sense of finding love, finding that love of your life, and being challenged to let go of old perceptions, or old judgments about yourself or them, or the fear that you're unworthy and step into something that may be saying that you're not so unworthy. Maybe that's that allowance to let karma, to let the wheel of change, the wheel of evolution, the wheel of necessary turning be presented to you, and to face it with a sense of trust and grace that it's something you need to go through. It may not be easy, but it's something, but it may be absolutely joyful, but it's something you still need to go through. So what's the action you can take? That's your challenge card, accepting fate. So it probably is not going to be joyful. It might be, most likely it'll be challenging, but you never know. So what's the action you can take? Well, grouse. Grouse is all about the sacred spiritual dance that we do, the understanding that life is about spirals. Everything is built on Fibonacci spiral energy, and the sense. There's the belief that the sense of life and our karma and our questions keep coming back to us time after time after time in our lives to say, okay, where are you at with this now? I'm bringing this back to you for you to look at again. Have you moved on? Are you still in the same place? Are you still in anger? Have you forgiven yourself? Have you moved on and are now facing new things that you can face and heal and grow from? Or are you still back in an unhealed place? But if you can accept that spiral dance of life, it makes it easier to understand that you will keep coming back to this place and not take it as a negative, but take it as an honest challenge to you to say, where am I with this? And in that, if you can also do the spiral dance, the Sufi dancers, think of the Sufi dancers spinning in their sacred connection to spirit, calling spirit down, letting it whirl them around, much like the grouse does in its dance of connectedness to the earth. It spins round and round and round and round in circles, understanding that everything is cyclical, everything is circular, everything is a vibrant tornado, if you will, of energy, including these bodies that we live in, if we allow them to be as powerful as we wish to be, in healing ways, calling down the sacred, swirling out the love, connecting into the earth, dancing in a vibrant way, dancing in a connected way, understanding the cycles of return, the cycles of giving and receiving as well. In this case, so this year is all about allowing those wild parts of self, looking at those unhealed parts of self, in some ways being forced to look at them, being forced to go into the woods, being forced by the wheel of fortune or the wheel of fate or the wheel of karma to take you to places that you don't necessarily want to go, but you have to go, to examine your shadows and how much power you give to them, to examine the magic that is available to you, to examine the connectedness you truly have that you might have cut yourself away from. But the action again is to connect yourself to that magic. Remember that you're connected to the magic. Dance in the spiral dance of your being. Dance in the spiral dance of remembrance that you are part of the cycle of change of everything, and we're all doing this spiral dance together, and we will all revisit the old karma in order for us to grow as individuals, but as for us to grow as humanity. So blessed be this very karmic year of power and change and allowance and sacred dance, and may your forest ring with truth and authenticity and the declaration of forgiveness and kindness to all the shadows that still exist within you and that keep you from feeling authentic and alive in your soul. Blessed be.